All right, Rico busy holding court in the bullpen, so he'll get to us eventually. Let's get to what we really were supposed to talk about in the 3 o'clock. Not Detroit being screwed in the awards. Vegas has released win totals for all the NFL teams. And a couple days ago, I heard Cookies talking about this, and I thought it was something we should address too. Because I think people's reaction shows they've normalized something that is once in a generation. And what I mean is going 15-2 is not normal. It doesn't happen every year for any team, and it certainly doesn't happen in the league. It is something that, if you are truly a great organization, happens once every 20 years. And that's if you're any good. The Lions 15-2 is just that. It's a moment in time. Put a bow on it, frame it, laminate it, wear it around your neck. So when Vegas came out with the win total, Costa and John and, Tom, they were all like aghast. Oh my God, this is the height of disrespect. So let's have a conversation about this. The Lions win total in Vegas is set at 10.5, juiced to the under. On surface, you go, how dare they? Are we really going to be 5 games worse? Yeah, it's quite possible. I mean, if we really look at this, for one, you'll yell about injuries, and I will agree with some of it. I'll tell you the way your schedule actually played out. Not the paper version in August. The way it actually played out, your schedule was cake. It was a cupcake. The whole thing was like a lot of Michigan's non-conference years. Cupcake City. And you did your job. Well, the Vikings, bruh. I told you the Vikings were frauds all year long. Fake. You played Jordan Love on one leg. You played a Niners team that quit. You played a Dallas team that was vomit. You got waxed by the Bills. You don't get credit there. So the whole point I'm making is when you step away from 15-2, the actual high win total in the league might be 11 or 12. It starts to look more normal. So let's look at this, Rico. They lose both coordinators. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a very active offseason. Check. And they are going to play, I want to be fair, they are going to play roughly half of this season without one of the 5 best defensive tackles in football, Aleem McNeil. Mm-hmm. He will not be back anytime soon.
Correct.
Factor all of those things in.
I'll add, Mike. I'm sorry, but
I
will add, I don't think that you're going to get that same Aiden Hutchinson that started the year last year at the beginning of the year this year. I think it's going to take him some time to get back up to speed.
If I could sign a piece of paper for 10, 11 wins, I'd do it right now. There is no guarantee you're going to be awesome. There's no guarantee, because I'll tell you this. We won't find out the actuality of the schedule until live fire happens, but the paper version of your schedule, look out.
Yeah.
And I think the 10.5 is appropriate. Now, maybe you win 11. Maybe you don't. But the idea that it should be 12.5 or 13.5, I think you're swimming in Willy Wonka's chocolate river in the factory. You're out of your mind. But I wanted to hear from fans. Are you being disrespected, or do you believe this is simply a very natural and normal regression to the mean? That the historical season cannot somehow pervert reality? Yes, Kenny.
Well, I was going to say, to consider it being ridiculous to say that they're going to be 5 games less than, I don't know, near perfect that they were last year in terms of record. I don't think that's crazy at all. And you combine the fact that you lose your coordinators, you combine that with the fact that it looks like Sharp Football metrics, they have the 3rd hardest schedule in the league.
On paper.
Right. Which could mean nothing by the time the ball's actually kicked off, and that's fine. But all those things combined, yeah, I don't think you're crazy to say there could be a little regression here.
Well, and look, fellas, if I said right now I take 11-6 and sign a piece of paper, I'll be vilified by Lions fans, but I'll tell you what 11-6 guarantees me: playoffs.
Yeah.
I'd sign it today.
You absolutely want to do that, Mike, because the reason why I think that they're sitting there at 10.5, and you say it's used to the under, it's, as you stated, last year you really didn't play any good teams. And when you did, it didn't go so well. This year, tell me what these teams have in common. Baltimore, Chicago, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Kansas City, Los Angeles Rams, Philly, Washington, and Minnesota. Those are all your road games. That's why last year, do you know how many road games they actually played out in the elements? Let me help you. 2. You played the Bears, and you played Green Bay. The Bears, by the time you played them, they had already quit. They had fired their coach, and they were just trying to go for a draft pick. Green Bay, Kirby Joseph wins the game. It was a rainy day. Now you're going to be playing, of those, 7 of those games will be played out in the elements. So once the real schedule comes out, you may be playing Baltimore in the middle of December.
Yeah.
That's Jared Goff's kryptonite, is outdoor weather in the cold.
Are you being disrespected, or is this really kind of the reality check many of your fellow fans need? That, look, 10.5 is a really ambitious win total. Winning 10, 11 games in this league is not easy. And I don't think the Lions are going to be bad, but I won't be surprised in the least if they're 5 games worse or 4 games worse, because automatically 15 was never real. It's just not.
And Lions fans, if it makes you feel any better, there's only 4 teams that have a higher win total than you. So it's not like you're being totally disrespected.
Well, what Lion fan will tell you is, how come we're not viewed like those teams? So,
Philly, Baltimore,
okay,
Buffalo, Kansas City, all 4 at 11.5.
Say it one more time for the people in the back. Philly,
Baltimore, Buffalo,
yep,
Kansas City.
Yeah, 2 words: superstar quarterbacks. And I like Jared Goff more than most. He is not those guys. And I think the separator and why you're viewed different is you're the best team who doesn't have a superstar QB.
Mm-hmm.
That's reality. You're better than San Francisco. They've got a guy who drives a combine.
Well, actually, according to Vegas, you're not.
What's San Francisco?
10.5.
Under all the way. David, entire general fund, under Niners 10.5.
You know what? I'll take that bet.
248-539-9797. Go, Kenny or David, go ahead here. Because I don't feel like it's disrespect. I feel like it's a reality check this city needs.
I'll speak on behalf of Lions fans. Actually, I'll speak on behalf of myself, because I think Lions fans will crucify me for saying this. Correct. Also, I would right here, right now, sign that piece of paper. Give me the 11 wins. Sign me up for another playoff.
All right. Would you sign 10-7?
Yes.
Probably still would. Yeah.
I would. And next week, we can really solidify this when the actual schedule comes out. But, yeah, last year, your schedule was the perfect schedule. As I stated, every game was played inside or out in some warm weather stadium except for 2. This year, you're out in the elements on the road against top teams. And, oh, by the way, of the teams that I named off, you're playing 3 of those 4 teams that are 11.5 wins. So your competition, at least right now on paper, is a lot better than it was last season.
Good talk, guys. Good talk.
I tried.
What's your favorite Michigan delicacy? 248.
Met Gala.
Yeah, what outfit wowed you last night? David, ticket text. I'll get to callers. Oh, wait.
Healthy 11 wins is the floor. That's what someone says.
I'm sorry. I got to laugh at some of this stuff. 11 is the floor.
Well,
this isn't 1985 and there's no cap and limited free agency rights.
here's where a lot of Lions fans, and Kenny, stop me if I'm out of pocket here. They were 15-2, and they had a decimated defense. Defense will be back. Hutch will be back. So why would you fall off to 10 or 11 wins when you were able to achieve 15 with no defense last?
Loss of both coordinators. You're down arguably your best defensive player because Aleem is a top 5 defensive tackle. And I'm sorry, but I think when you start to really look at it, this schedule is going to be a lot different. And when you lose coordinators on both sides of the ball, I think there's a natural regression that takes place to how you run your operation. Yeah. You don't believe me? Go look at the Eagles from 2 years ago when they lost both coordinators and they were trash.
Bro, you're on fire. But you're right. And I don't think you're going to run through your division and go undefeated this year.
No, Bears got better. Vikings, here's the thing. I don't know anything about J.J. McCarthy. But all I can tell you is the Vikings, with a rookie scale contract, went out and improved on both sides of the ball. John Jansen, who's as big of a Lions boner as there is, John has even said, look out for their O-line. So the idea that Minnesota won't fall off, Bears are better.
And I know a lot of people say Jordan Love, well, he's garbage. I do remember he got injured in that horrific turf in Brazil and was never the same all year long.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think it's going to be kind of a bleeper get off the pot a year for him.
Yes.
But I think he has ability to be a top 5 quarterback. So when I look at the division, I'm with you. When I look at the schedule, I'm with you. Both coordinators down one of my 4 overall best players for half the season. That's before a single injury. Look, man, and sign me up for 10, 11 wins. I'd take it.
As far as the offensive coordinator, I don't know how long it's going to take for time to kick in. Remember, last year they started off slow. I don't know how quickly they'll be able to jumpstart this offense with John Morton.
And maybe I'm giving Ben Johnson too much credit.
But even with Ben Johnson here, remember the first couple of games, they didn't look like the same team. And we were told, be patient, it's coming.
248-539-9797. We get to your phone calls. Next, 97.1.